Alright guys, we're here at the Potluck Audio Conference in Tucson, 2013. I'm here with Charter Oak, and he's going to go over some of the stuff that he's doing in the Casita Suite here.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, my name is Mike Deming. I'm with Charter Oak, and what you see here is a signal path. I put together a small mastering rig where people could bring me a 16-bit 44.1 stereo compact disc, and I could play it back through a really high-end D to A converter, where we have the benchmark De-essing here, and that gets the signal into the analog domain, where we run it into, firstly, a de-esser to control sibilants, S's, T's, P's, etc. And then from there, onto the analog compressor, analog stereo program equalizer. Then from here, we go to symmetric 620 20-bit A to D converter to get back to digital, and then into the Valley 730 Dynamap to bring my mastered material up to 0 dBFS, so that the finished disc is loud enough to play on the radio and compete with everything else. So somebody came in and brought me this acoustic tune, and I'll play a bit of it for you. At this point, I've bypassed all the equipment, and what we're doing is we're driving this. We're doing our gain staging and driving this signal path with the output of this D to A converter. So what I've done is I've run this up to the point where I'm filling everything up, and I can look at my meters here and see that I have good, healthy signal, but not enough to start clipping everything. Okay? So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to listen to the key filter on my de-esser. So this allows us to sweep through the center frequencies, and set the bandwidth around that center frequency. It's a parametric filter which is keying our de-esser, and I can find the nasty spot, right? Now you see the green light's going to come on only on the S's, T's, and P's, and we're going to attenuate those a little bit. And the thing that's nice about this unit is that most compressors, or most de-essers, work with compression. So it's basically a filter that's keying a compressor, and that's bad because if you are attenuating your S's, T's, and P's with a compressor, they can tend to sound lispy because you're losing amplitude each time it happens. This old Behringer device from the 80s is really, really great, and one of the reasons is that it isn't using compression. It's a frequency-dependent phase shifter. So what's happening is we're basically setting the filter to trigger the phase shifter. Then I'm just setting the sensitivity so that it will trick our ears to think that the S's and P's and T's are softer. But I'm not losing any amplitude, so it's not going to become lispy. All right, so we can go back to listening. Next thing we do is we add the analog compression. Mix just really, really slow. It gets up into your face.
Just gives it kind of like that thickness.
Yeah, glues it together, puts it right in your face. Now equalization. What I did, I'm going to go back to flat so I can show you what I did. So that's flat. Right away I wanted to warm up the vocals, so I added 630, 1K, added presence to the guitar, and then bottom end. Bypass. Yeah. So if I cut both of these things, that's a big deal. But this is all analog, so we're still not up to 0 dBFS. So we're going to go into the A to D converter to the Valley 730. Now we're 0 dBFS.
Got that loudness?
Yeah. So, and if I bypass everything,
difference.
We have peaks of 0 dBFS. It's a big open mix. There's no drums or anything, so it's always going to sound loud. So there's no reason to turn this thing into a test tone by running all the volume way up to 0 dB and taking all the rhythm out of it. So we have peaks of 0 dBFS, but the meters are still bouncing, so there's plenty of rhythm. And we have a good result.
Cool.
So that's it.
Awesome. Well, thanks all for your time.
No, you're welcome. Nice to meet you.
You too.